Hey everyone, welcome back to Ford Mustang Garage. Today we're working on this really sweet 65 Mustang Fastback. So what we have going on with this car that I kind of want to talk about today is it has an oil pressure light that comes on with the engine running. So the way these 65 non-GT cars worked is they didn't have an oil pressure gauge, they had a light. And so like when you turn your key on and you have obviously no oil pressure because your engine's not running yet, the light will be on. And then, you know, as long as everything's electrically and mechanically sound, as soon as you start the engine, the light will turn off. So you don't actually know like how much oil pressure you have, you just know you have, you know, some oil pressure because the light doesn't turn on until you have no oil pressure. So this light is turning on this car with the engine running. So we need to go through and diagnose this, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So first things first, the oil pressure sender on these 289s are located right down here by the fuel pump. You can see the little electrical connector that's just sliding on right next to the fuel pump right there. So like the very first thing we're going to check is obviously that it's connected, okay? And we're going to test the system electrically to make sure that is all sound and working properly. So what we'll do is we'll just pull this wire all the way up here, and ultimately I should be getting power to this wire with the key on. If it's wired 100% correctly, it'll have a little pulsating voltage instead of a constant voltage. But you know, sometimes people redo the wiring and stuff like that. But anyway, it should have some sort of power going to this circuit. So let's check that. Okay, so I'm just going to demonstrate with a test light. We'll connect that end of the test light to the negative battery, and then I'll go turn on the key. So one good thing to also note, with this disconnected and the key is turned on, if the light comes on, then this circuit is getting a ground somewhere, because that's how this circuit operates. Is the sender, the oil pressure sender, actually grounds the circuit and thus turns on the bulb. It grounds the circuit when there's no pressure, and when there is pressure, it ungrounds the circuit, if that makes sense. So with this wire disconnected and the light still turns on, then it's getting a ground somewhere in the circuit. And so that would kind of lead me to a different diagnostics than you know what I'm finding right now. And what I'm finding is with this disconnected, the light actually doesn't work at all. So I did eliminate the ground. So we're going to check with our test light. Should be getting power there, which I am. Okay. So what we'll also test is we'll just test the gauge itself, or I'm sorry, the light itself, and we'll physically ground this and see if the light turns on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just ground that circuit, which would simulate a key on and a non-running engine. And if you come inside the car, you will see that the oil light, which is right there on the left-hand side of the cluster, is on. Now, if I remove the ground, the light should turn off, which it does. So that essentially tests the circuit and the operation of that bulb, that part of the system is working correctly. So now I need to direct my focus to engine mechanical. I need to make sure the engine is generating enough oil pressure and it's not an actual mechanical problem, and the sender. If I can verify that the engine has good oil pressure, then more likely I have a bad sender. So let's test the engine's oil pressure. And okay, so now that we've like ruled out that it's not an electrical problem or a circuit problem or a light bulb problem or something, we verified that that's working properly. We're going to remove the actual sender from this car. So again, we're working on a car that has an oil pressure light and not a gauge. The gauge cars, which is like a 65 GT or 66 and later vehicles, they operate completely opposite. Like the sender will apply more ground as there's more oil pressure with the engine running. The light takes away the ground when there's pressure and the engine's running. So it's just kind of opposite. So just kind of keep that in mind, what we're working on today. Okay, so let's, we're gonna take, we have a 1-inch socket with an extension, and we're just gonna thread that sender out. Okay, so there is the oil pressure sender that we're essentially diagnosing for you today. Okay, so you can pick up these oil pressure senders from Harbor Freight. These are only like $40, and it's actually a pretty nice kit. It's got all sorts of different adapters, 2 different gauge sets, one for like transmission, it goes higher, and we're going to use this lower one here for engine oil pressure with all your adapters and whatnot. So pretty cool little tool. Okay, so once you size up the correct adapter, we're just going to insert this into where the oil pressure sender used to be. So now we have our hose coming out. We connect our gauge, and now we should be able to see. Should be able to start the engine and see what kind of oil pressure we have. So hopefully some good results. So, because if we're not registering like any oil pressure, then we have some bad news. So so some good news here. This engine is running 60 psi of oil pressure, which is pretty much what I expected. The engine's not making any weird noises or anything, and it's a fresh rebuild. So my process of elimination, like the only part that could possibly be bad is the oil pressure sender itself. So, okay, so I mean, that was my suspicion all along. And like most of the time we'll just like throw one in there and just like kind of hope it fixes it. But this process just kind of shows you how to take a methodical process on how to actually like diagnose these kinds of concerns, which are actually really common. I do like lots of pressure sensors and temperature senders and things like that. But I just kind of have like a very detailed like process of diagnosing, and it doesn't take very long. It's very easy. So, and you can just kind of feel rest assured that like, yeah, my engine is operating great on pressure. You know, especially if you have a car that doesn't have an oil pressure gauge. You have a light, you really don't know what your engine's doing. So it's just kind of nice to know that, hey, I got 60 PSI on cold oil pressure. I would expect that number to drop as your engine warms, but 60 PSI cold is just fine. So we're gonna put a new oil pressure sender in this and like verify that it fixes the issue. Okay, so now that we've diagnosed that, or we verified that like electrically the circuit is good, mechanically the engine is good, by process of elimination, like it pretty much has to be the oil pressure sender, which is like extremely common on these engines in these old cars. So, but that's just kind of my process of, you know, how to actually like logically diagnose this. So luckily, you can still get oil pressure senders from AutoZone. This is a Duralast AutoZone part, PS95. So a lot of this stuff you can still get aftermarket stuff. But anyway, so we're gonna put in one of those. It's got the correct terminal on there for your electrical hookup. It is designed for a light, not a gauge. So you make sure you get the correct sender, because they make these for gauges and lights. And they also have a post terminal or a clip-on terminal. So we got the correct one. I don't put any Teflon tape on this. It's a tapered thread, so that way it does seal. If you add Teflon tape, it can affect its ability to ground and the ability for the system to work properly. So this just will thread in. Okay.
The same.
So these just thread in easy peasy. Don't over tighten these things. You don't need to go insane tight. I know it's really easy to do so, but just they should just be nice and snug. Okay, so now we can direct our wire. Okay, so now if you can see that, your electrical terminal just slides over the post there. And now, for the final step of this job, aside from cleaning up the oil that spilt, start the car up, verify that we're working correctly. Okay, oil light turns on when you first turn the key on. As we start the engine, the oil pressure light should turn off. So that is how you properly diagnose an oil pressure light concern and fix it. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.